I am the best scout machine, and the Continental Classic left me pregnant.
What's happening, all you Grapple fans? It's G-Man, and you're tuned in to Wrestle, Spank!
AEW's Continental Classic has come to an end, and I gotta tell you, I feel like this was the best one they've ever had. This is their third iteration of it. The other ones were full of bangers, but this one was chef's kiss. When I saw the lineup of wrestlers, I saw amazing rematches that were going to happen, and I saw the potential of dream matches and classics that were going to happen. And damn, they delivered. Like, let's go over all the possibilities we had. We had Kyle Fletcher, Kevin Knight, X-Pac. Now, originally we had Darby Allin, and after his first match against Kevin Knight, he had to step out. And I'm like, of all the matches Darby Allin has had, where he has gone through broken glass, where he has injured himself, he has bled, he's been hit with a shovel at some point, he went through a match with Kevin Knight, and then he got injured. Like, I love Kevin Knight, but damn, like, you just had a regular match. That's what, you know what, that's funny. I see so many deathmatch wrestlers out there who just keep going, but then you see people who have regular matches, and those are the guys that get injured. Or at least deathmatch people can't afford to go to the hospital and just walk the pain off.
Well, like you said, the matches haven't defined hoods, any type of match you want.
A couple of highlights from the Continental Classic this year were the upsets. Two in particular was Kevin Knight defeating Kazuchika Okada. Can you just, the Rainmaker, the guy who went like 60 some odd minutes with Kenny Omega on more than one occasion, and he lost to Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Knight, you scare me now, Kevin Knight, knowing that you're this amazing wrestler. By the way, I'm doing this whole video under the context that you know everything about the Continental Classic. I'm not going to be one of those YouTube videos that traces back to re-explain everything. This is for the people who are in the know. I don't need to tell you that's an American version of the G1 Climax. I don't need to tell you how a round robin system works. You're an adult. I don't need to sit you on my knee and tell you how things work. Or I'm assuming some of you are adults. If you're kids, hi? Hello? Back to Kevin Knight, though. I'll tell you this much about this Continental Classic. I love Speedball and Mike Bailey. I love Kevin Knight. I have not enjoyed them as Jet Speed at all. I have not enjoyed Jet Speed whatsoever, and I feel guilty saying that, but I just don't like them together. Something's off, and the Continental Classic reminded me of how amazing both these separate wrestlers are. I've seen Speedball Mike Bailey for years now. When I watched Impact on the Indies, I've seen him multiple times at GCW. I've got to meet him. He's an amazing guy. Kevin Knight, I used to watch him on New Japan Strong back when they had a weekly show, which was awesome. That thing was one of the things that helped me out during the pandemic, was watching New Japan Strong and seeing Kevin Knight, because they had all the young lions with Clark Connors wrestling out there. Good times. But this, I was like, oh God, you take them apart. It's like that Jay-Z and Linkin Park album. They're two good artists, but when they did a collab album, I wasn't a fan of that. They need to be separated, It's like pizza mixed with I don't know. What's weird? Asparagus. Pizza with asparagus. I like both, but they don't work together. But this definitely was a reminder of both of their awesomeness. Also, Claudio losing. The other big upset was Claudio losing to Mascara Dorada. That was unexpected. That was a huge up. I love a huge upset, and I love that we got more than one during the Continental Classic. Because Mascara Dorada, damn, he had that. That when I did that first video last week, when I had the best matches, I completely forgot to include his match with Bandito, because you put him in a match, you will see moves you have never seen before. And as a man who has been watching wrestling for 30 some odd years, to see something new is like the best feeling in the world. I squirt milk from my titties so hard when that happens.
And we're getting just a little sick and tired of all this hoopla that we are the people saving about.
Speaking of back to Speedball Mike Bailey, his match with Kyle Fletcher could have main evented a paper. That is a match you should get at a pay-per-view main event. That's what you should be expecting. You know, not in the middle of a card, but you know, it was the main event of an episode of Dynamite. Like that could easily have sold out in an arena. If they announce them two doing a match again, that needs to be a main event for a title. You know, one day when because both of them are got to be champions at some point. Those two are like phenomenal workers, and I have grown to absolutely love seeing those pink outfits on Kyle Fletcher. Where are my Fletchlights at? Where are my Fletchlights at? Mm-hmm.
Imagine he tries to make me into an African. Well, as you can see, I'm not an African.
I'm sort of speeding through here because when you found out about the semifinals, you found out you had Kyle Fletcher against Jon Moxley, and you had Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita, which, by the way, took me so long to be able to say both those names without flubbing up. But it's funny because you heard those announcements, and you're like, oh god, the Okada match and the versus Takeshita, that's gonna be the barn burner. And the match was great, but it did not hold a candle to Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley. And I was not expecting that. One thing I love is when I don't expect something. I hate making predictions because one thing I hate is to get the expected. I was not expecting Jon Moxley to have such a banger match, and for people to let's go Moxley. They were cheering for Moxley, something they were saying they weren't expecting. And I'm like, this guy pulled a Rocky IV. What's a Rocky IV with the... Correct me in the comments. But I remember there was a Rocky movie against a Russian, and about midway through the match, the fans started liking... Because they were in a Russian audience, the fans started liking Rocky more because of his spirit and his tenacity. They're like, oh my god, I love this guy now. And they started cheering for Rocky. And that basically is what was happening here. He was showing heart. He was showing the Moxley of old, the Moxley that we grew as a fan, the workhorse that has carried AEW on his back. Because Moxley, you know, God, remember when CM Punk got suspended or injured or whatever the hell, and he was going to go on vacation. He's like, nope, never mind. I guess I got to step in and win the championship and carry this company on my back. And God bless him for doing that, because I love me some Jon Moxley. Except for the last year. I have spent the last year hating Jon Moxley. Oh my god, I hated Jon Moxley this last year. And it was so shocking to see him carrying a belt. Because when spoiler alert, he wins the Continental Classic, he beats Okada in another awesome match. Like, damn, he put on 2 bangers. What a fucking god. You know what? This takes me back to years ago when Jon Moxley was going after the championship at WWE and he lost, and we were just so bummed out because we're all like, this is our guy. Why isn't he winning the championship? And now he's getting his flowers. He's getting what he deserves. But that 9 months, man, 8 or 9 months, I hated this man. And it's weird because I feel like the rest of the group are still heels, and I think he's turning face.
I gotta wrestle Tom Jones. Can you imagine? Yeah.
And going back a little bit, one big upset in the Continental Classic was Claudio Castagnoli beating Jon Moxley. He beat the leader of the group. The leader was beaten, and I feel it would not be out of place if they turned their back on Moxley. They grabbed a plastic bag, put it over his head, and Claudio becomes the leader. Because, you know, now he's the CMLL World Champion. You know, the guy is amazing. It took me a while. I liked him as Cesaro back in WWE. Took me a few years to enjoy him, but I eventually did. And he wouldn't be out of place. He would be perfect for that role of leader of the Death Riders, or at least change the name to the Swedish Pile Drivers, the Swiss Rolls. Because Death Riders, that's more of a Moxley thing, but I feel like they need to stop changing names. Like, they're already Blackpool Combat Club. Go back to calling yourself the Blackpool. Call yourself the Swedish Combat Club. Call your... What the hell? It's the Swedish Chefs of Pain. You're serving up a dish of pain. I'm happy I don't work in creative with any wrestling company.
No, you ain't never gonna keep that belt. I'm the Southeastern champion.
You know, talking about Darby Allin earlier, I almost forgot to mention, because he was, horrifically injured by having a normal match with Kevin Knight, that he was replaced by Jungle Jack Perry, who needed this. Of all the people, everyone was in here because they are awesome. He is in it because he needed it. He had been gone for a while. Have some matches, show us what you can do, and damn it, I've been enjoying him biting people. I have been enjoying seeing Jack Perry bite Okada's dick. He was biting titty. He was biting fingers. He was biting... Has he bite someone's taint next? It's not unfathomable. He bit Okada's dick. I'm like, fucking Undertaker spent 30 years having basically 69ing wrestlers, putting them through the tombstone pile driver, and Jack Perry comes out here and he's like, hey, why don't I bite a dick while my head is here? Because you're 69ing them. I swear to God, I show footage to a non-wrestling fan, they are weirded out and slightly turned on by a tombstone pile driver. But he bit that dick, and I'm just happy that wrestling can continue to change and evolve. It's always evolving, and now in the year of our Lord 2026, we bite dicks. So the Continental Classic for me was stellar and amazing. It made me watch all the collisions during this. I watched every match in the tournament because I tend to skip collision occasionally. I have a wife. I have a world. I can't just dedicate 100% of my time to wrestling. I have a 40 to 48 hour job per week, so I don't have that time. But I made time for both Dynamite and Collision, on top of all the other wrestling I try to watch. On top of Progress, Pro Wrestling Noah, TJPW. Like, I try to make time because AEW is my number one favorite wrestling company. And as a man who loves wrestling, this was giving me crack. This was giving me the crack that I needed every week. And I can't wait till the next year's. And Tony Khan, you better listen up, and your sweet ass better listen up good. Next year, we want a women's Continental Classic. It can be done. You gave them tag titles. They got a blood and guts. Pull the trigger, Tony. Do it. Do it now. Come here, my sweet Tony. Let me kiss you in the forehead. Where was I going with that? But I think that's all I need to talk about here on Wrestle Spank. I will be uploading this over to the streaming services. You can hear this on audio. You can hear this here on YouTube. Tell me what you think. Critique me. Critique the hell out of me. I want to be a better person at these long form videos, and I need filler. I need creative criticism. You can give that. I'm a big boy. Just don't tell me to shave the beard, or I will kiss your mother on the ass. But yes, please, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. I'm curious. Thank you very much for watching. And as always...